استر مدد صاحب السيف نويت وأبين حسبنا الله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. We're asking help and support from our Shaykh to listen, to hear something that is going to give benefit to you, to me, to anyone who's watching. As you like. There is something there for you, take it. You don't want to take it, leave it. I will take it. I need it. We're asking support from our Shaykh to send us something that we can put into our lives to make our lives to become better, not to put in one ear and to take it out into the other. So many right now as I'm speaking to you, your hearts are somewhere else. Now we have to do everything to bring you together, but your heart is somewhere else. That time, how are they going to send something? Sohbat of who? Of what? That's another sohbat we're going to make, maybe, for us to understand what is a sohbat, where it's coming from, where is it going to, where is it returning to. Because it's not something to be played around with. Let's speak about something else today. Let's speak about the holiness of this month of Rajab. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rajab shahrullah. Rajab, it is holy. Rajab, it is a month that not only special blessings coming, but it is a month that is forbidden for us to be doing so many wrong things. That in the old days, even the mushriks, before the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they stay away from all wrong things in these holy months. It is forbidden for them to fight. Do you understand? And they have been fighting for generations, hundreds of years. They don't even know the reason why they're fighting. Sound familiar? Like so many of you, you're fighting. You don't even know why you're fighting. Later, after everything has exploded, you sit back, everything has died down, and you say, what was that all about? How did we get to that mess? You don't know. But in that moment, when it happens, everything, subhanallah, makes crystal clear sense to you. That's why you become very confident into saying, doing things the way you are. If you are confident, if there's a way of haqq, then why change after that? Why later you regret? Why the regret has to enter? There is a month it is forbidden for you to fight. Even those mushriks, they understood that. These days Muslims don't understand. Whole world doesn't understand. They're praying, they're making zikr, they're doing everything, but they don't understand. Now to stop from fighting, that is your ego that you have to step on. It is not the amount of zikr or the prayer or other things that you're doing. It is the ego that is only, that if you step on it, you're going to do what Allah has commanded you, and you're going to stay away from Allah has forbidden you from. If you're not stepping your ego that time, then everything becomes halal to you. When that drunken station overtakes you, everything becomes halal to you. You can curse, you can kill. In your time, at that time, when shaitan is sitting on you, you think this is all halal. But later regret enters and you say, what happened? Why did I do it? And those ones in the time before the Prophet ﷺ, they had reason for fighting. What reasons do we have? Think. This is a month we should stay away from all our wrong characteristics. Like what we spoke about earlier. Ramadan, it is the time for you to harvest. Ramadan is not the time for you to plant your seeds. It is not the time for you to water that plant. It is a time for you to sit and to harvest. During harvest time, when everyone is harvesting, and you see someone just planting, you say, what a foolish person this is. Why are you planting? This is a time for harvesting. Ramadan is a time for harvesting. When is the time for planting? It is now. What we've been saying for these weeks, we say, before you even plant, you clear the ground. You get rid of the stones. You get rid of all the wrong things in the ground. You prepare the ground to plant. Are we preparing the ground to plant? Are we preparing the ground to make more wrong things to grow from there? The man who is driving the car 40 years and is giving his car one day to drive by itself, the car is going to crash. That man is a foolish man. No one can have any sympathy for it. If you're keeping your anger for 40 years, then after 40 years you say, I'm not going to keep my anger. I'm just going to let it do whatever it wants. That man will lose all the 40 years. It destroys everything. What are we doing? Are we waking up yet? If we don't wake up yet, yes, this is the month. They will smack us for us to wake up. They will smack us very hard. For some, it will bleed. You're not watching. Well, that one is not watching. Okay, you want to play this game? Go ahead. We sit and we watch. Smack comes. This is the month of Rajab, Shahrullah. Are you having the manners to present before your Lord? Are you watching your manners or not? Are you clearing the ground or not? What are you planting? What are you planting? Are you thinking what you are planting? What are you going to harvest? That gives you the intention to plant, isn't it? No one just plant any seed that they find. They say, I want to eat tomato. So from the tomato, they get the seeds and they plant. I'm going to eat potato. From the seeds, they plant. I want to have corn. They don't just say, I just want to plant and see what comes out I'm going to eat. No one ever thinks that way. As believers, what are we planting? Are we thinking? That means what kind of blessing are we going to get? Are we thinking? So what kind of blessing? If you think that the blessing is so that you can reach to higher stations, you can see visions, you can see angels, you can have more titles, more maqams, then you're just like those ones that Hazrati Rabi'atul Adawiyah, that she would not even hesitate to burn. If she has the intention to burn heaven and hell, paradise, and the hellfire, you think she's not going to have, she thinks she's going to have hesitation to burn those ones inside the hell and inside the paradise? Wrong intentions. So what is our intention now? That's up to you. As a Muslim, what is your intention? As a murid, what is your intention? What is your intention as a murid? We are entering into the month of Rajab. We are clearing out. We are cleaning up the land. What are we planting? What are we going to harvest? What do we want? As murids in this way, what are we always praying for? This is what you want. And if you are sincere, what you are praying for is what you want. You're going to work towards that. What do we always pray? Make us to stay in this way. Make us to become better ones. Are we looking if we are becoming better ones? Okay, you don't look week to week, month to month. 3 holy months enter. At least you can take stock. You can take accounting. Be careful, because the day of accounting, the night of accounting is going to happen very soon. So many of you, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I have more fear about your situation than you have. I'm seeing how you're burdening each other, and I say, how the person can have so much bravery. Subhanallah. Yes, they're so brave, they want to burn each other. I said, how you can have? You don't have fear from Allah. You don't have fear from your Prophet. You don't have fear from your Shaykh. What if your Shaykh is going to hear this? What if he finds out? So that time, faith leaves the heart. That's why you can do the things that you are doing. When the anger or the jealousy or the stubbornness or the arrogance takes over, fear leaves the heart. You have no more fear. You do what you want to do because your ego is sitting on you and shaitan is giving direction. You say, I must do it. So what is it that we want? What are you going to harvest? You must work towards that. Now is the time in the month of Rajab to work to that, to plant it. You want to become what? A better servant. Then you have to plant the seeds of servanthood. Some murids, mashallah, like this by accident too, because Shaykh Effendi is pulling them. Years they're not coming around, suddenly they come. Month of Rajab, they stay a little bit. I didn't say nothing to them, they start working. There is some way, somehow, their heart is opening a little bit and they're getting the signs. Allah doesn't force Allah to the servants, to the intelligent man. He says, why don't you think? These are signs for the man who thinks. You must think. Why don't you think? So that time when something overtakes you and you're not thinking, you're not a man that time. You're not. You become worse than an animal. Because the animal is moving towards instinct and inspiration. The animal doesn't move by ego. It doesn't. If the animal moves by ego, all the other animals are going to jump and going to kill it. Because anywhere in the animal kingdom, anywhere you look, there is always protocol. There is always rule. There is always what? Shariat. You look to the wild wolves, there is a shariat to the wolves. Any one of them, they come out from that shariat, they try to show themselves better, they try to disobey, they try to fight all the rest of them, they're going to kill that one. Finish. Among the chickens, there is a shariat. Among the ants, the ants, what they can achieve, what they can build, mankind cannot even think. The engineers of this world cannot even think what the ants they're already bringing and building. So there is a shariat. There is a law. And when you forget about the law, you become worse than an animal. And this is the worst month to be committing that. Because this is the month that we are planting. You want to plant wrong things, you're going to harvest it during Ramadan. You're planting more anger, you're going to harvest it during Ramadan. You're planting more arrogance, you're going to get it during Ramadan. Don't worry. And if you harvest that in Ramadan and you eat it, 70 days later in the time of Hajj, that is what you're going to present to your Lord when you say Labbaik Allah. That is what you're going to present to your Lord. This is a serious matter. What do we want to get? As a believer, what kind of blessings are we asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? As a believer, You ask for blessings. What is the blessing as a believer? For some, the blessing is, I want to get health. Some, I want to get wealth. Some, I want to have children. Some, I want to have a green card. Some saying, I want to get a better job. That is like a man who is planting wheat. And when the wheat is growing, he cuts it, he throws away the wheat, and all he gets is just a straw. As a believer, what kind of blessings do we want from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? As a believer, as a servant, what do we want from our master? Oh, if you ask so many people in the West, they say freedom. Correct? I don't want to serve, I want to be free. Because you don't have a master like our master. When you have a master like our master, the more you become a servant, the more he grants you freedom. The more you're granted freedom, more you want to be a servant. Because it says, the ones who serve me, they represent me. The one who serves me, they represent me. So what are we looking for? Think. As a believer, not as ahli dunya, not as ahli nafs. As a believer, what are you looking for? What do we want? Don't look to see your du'as every day. Be very simple. Be honest. Be sincere. What are you praying for every day? What are you being busy with? The servant will only want to serve Allah more. Because we have been created to know and to worship Allah. And we want that knowledge to be ever increasing. The horizons to be ever expanding. Our knowledge of our Lord through knowledge of ourselves to be something that is without a horizon, never ending. What else? How are you going to achieve that if you have all these thick veils in front of you that you are not even removing? Or nice talk, but 70,000 veils, you don't even know what they are and how to get rid for you. But if you're busy in this month and you're clearing the land, and you're saying, there's stones here, it's no good. And there are so many roots here, it's no good. This part, it is clay. This part, it is very rocky. This part, it is sandy. You're clearing and you say, I must put, but before I put anything, fertilizer or water to clear it, even to plant it, I have to get rid of it once. You know that. And you're aware of that, you can fix yourself. Otherwise, you cannot. One day, it's going to bite you. You think you are okay, you're okay, you're okay. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, that enemy that is inside of you has just been sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. You're not doing anything. You're feeding it and you're keeping it there. One day, it's just going to jump at you out of nowhere and you have no control over it. You're going to destroy everything. That means you still don't know yourself. You're still playing games with yourself. You're still not understanding the danger of your own ego. You need more proof. This is not a mystery. It's not a mystery. Because the wrong things that we're doing in our lives, we've done it before. Again and again and again. Correct? Tell me something wrong that you've done now, whether you are 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. This is completely new. You never did this in your whole life before. And suddenly, if you are in our Jamaat, that it just came out like that. Impossible. It is something that is very old. It has a history, and you know its way of operation. But still, you're not understanding it. You're blind. You don't wake up to say, to fix it. It's going to come back. It doesn't matter now if you change the surroundings, if you change your situation, if you change the people around you, if you change your job, because the enemy is inside of you. It's not in anyone else. It's inside of you. You change the world, you go to another planet, same problem is going to happen, even worse. You see that, and you try to change it. You see it is burning. It's burning inside of you. But you trust in your Lord. You don't trust in your ego. When your ego says, curse, you don't trust it. When your ego says, destroy, you're not going to do it. You're going to hold yourself back. It's burning. But you say, Hasbinallah ni'mal wakil. We are the millet of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Was he cursing at Namrud when they threw him into the air? Was he so angry at Namrud? Did he say, may he be destroyed, may everything be destroyed, may Allah curse and punish him? He did not. We are in that nation. We are in that nation. Yes. Now you can gauge your progress. It's burning. He just said, Hasbinallah ni'mal wakil. And with that complete reliance in Allah, when you are burning and you say, I cannot do anything else, I have no power, this is too much for me, but I'm going to trust. I'm not going to do anything. Ibrahim alayhi salam did not do anything. Does he have the power? Of course he has the power. You think he doesn't have the power to stop Namrud? You think he doesn't have the power? How can Khalilullah not have any power? You think the power came to him just when he's flying through the air and the angels ask him? We are in the millet of Ibrahim alayhi salam. You think we don't have that power? We do. But so many of us, we're burning ourselves and we're not trusting in Allah. He did not do anything. He pulled himself back. Although he had the power, he pulled himself back and he says, Hasbinallah ni'mal wakil. My Lord is watching. The angels came to him and say, we can destroy everything. Give us the command. Ibrahim alayhi salam is saying, is my Lord not watching? He says, yes. Hasbinallah ni'mal. My Lord is enough for me. And when he did that, that fire turned into a garden. Try to do that sometime. When it is burning, pull back, don't do anything, and just say Hasbinallah wa ni'mal wakil. Because you're doing things when it is burning, and it has never worked. Never. Never has worked when it's burning on both sides and you want to burn more, that something good came out from that. It never works. So why do you think that time is going to work? And how many times we hear Sheikh and he's saying, pull back. How many times you've heard me say, pull back, turn your face. Not only we hear, we see. We see that. And those of you who have that responsibility to see the shaitans physically attacking Shaykh Effendi, and Shaykh Effendi is just sitting and not saying anything, just saying Hasbinallah ni'mal wakil. If you see that, you have more responsibility to be like that. I didn't see it, maybe. But if you watch it, more response. You're not carrying, you're watching that and you think it's for nothing. Wait for the smack. Because you witness. Whatever you witness, you're not going to put in your life. We're building. Some of you with your ego, you're breaking it. We say something, we warn. Slowly we're building it again. We're building. And you know how delicate these things are. We're building. But it seems like you get drunk and you don't care. Whatever, slowly we're trying to build from the wreckage that you have made. So easy, then that time you just turn it like that, everything falls again. Now, of course, everything is going to come back to our head. This is a holy month. Watch yourself. My advice to myself. I'm not giving advice to any one of you. Because deen nasihat, but the prophets to give advice. The sheikhs to give the sohbats. Our shaykh has given so many sohbats on this. I'm saying this to myself. Those who want to listen, you listen. If you think listening to this is going to bring you a disaster, don't listen. If you think listening to this is going to bring you to your nafs and to shaitan, don't listen. But so many, even when they leave us, they still come back for sohbat. Correct? They don't like me. They say so many terrible things. They say, it's okay. What else you want? You want sohbat? Sit and listen. Because last I checked, this tariqat is not based on zikr or singing. It's based on sohbat. And this is the sohbat of our shaykh. So you want to eat from here, drink from over there, sleep from over here, you can do that too. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. More blessings we're going to reach, inshallah. This is the holy month of Rajab. Be very careful. To myself, to those who wants to listen. Stop fighting. Stop fighting each other. You want to fight? Fight against your ego. This is the best time. Fight against your ego. If you do that in this month, and in these days, just keeping quiet is fighting already. Then that time, the month of the Prophet ﷺ, in the month of Sha'ban, you will see something growing. You will see something growing. Then the month of Ramadan, you don't have to do nothing. You just sit back and you take the harvest. You're going to see so many other people, they're planting that time. Too late. Too late to plant. Too late to give a water. It's just for harvesting at that time. Because the month of Ramadan, as we said before, one of the characteristics of the angels is that they don't eat and they don't drink, correct? And during that month, when we don't eat and we don't drink, in that holy month, our nature becomes more angelic. Because we are denying that animal characteristic of eating and drinking. You think angels, they just don't drink and eat? That what makes an angel an angel? No. Angels also don't get angry with each other to fight with each other. Angels, they don't envy each other. Angels, they're not stubborn with each other. They're not arrogant with each other. So what are you going to harvest in the month of Ramadan? You will get angelic qualities, angelic characteristics. Not only food and drink, that's nothing now, because once you start fasting a little bit in these months, time when Ramadan enter, you are used to it already. But it is not that part. It is the part where in the month of Ramadan your character becomes more angelic. That is how you're going to see whether you're harvesting or you're not. If you become stubborn, if you are still stuck in the same, that's because you planted wrong things and you're harvesting wrong things. And if you see that you're getting even worse, then you're in big trouble. That's what the Holy Prophet ﷺ saying. The month of Ramadan, there'll be so many who all they get from their fasting is just thirst and hunger. So there's no harvest. But the harvest depends on the seed that you plant. If you make the intention, sincere intention now, to remove it, Ramadan time you will harvest it. Yes, this is seclusion. This is seclusion. This is to block the dunya out and to seclude yourself first with your ego. To understand what your ego is. To understand your shaitan, to fight it. Don't say, I enter into seclusion with Allah, with the Prophet, with Sheikh. You're not even clean. How you can even come close to them? The only way you can be clean is when first you understand how dirty you are and you clean yourself. This is seclusion. Then that time, you're watching yourself. And the few minutes that you have here and there to make the zikr is just added bonus, blessings that is coming to you. Maybe you're still keeping all these wrong characteristics. Year after year, you're never going to change. Then that time, in the month of Ramadan, you're going to harvest wrong things. And the month, 370 days later, the time of Hajj, that is what you're going to offer Allah for sacrifice. When you say, Labbaik Allah, here I am, O my Lord, you're not bringing yourself. And you're not sincere when you say, this is myself and I want to sacrifice for you. That is the time we're asking Allah to sacrifice. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Whatever that you like, take. You don't like, leave. We'll take it. If you say this is just a crazy man screaming and yelling, we say Alhamdulillah, you're saying that, because they used to say that about our Shaykh too. If you say, who is he? Who does he think he is? Who gives him a title? We say Alhamdulillah. They used to say that of our Shaykh too. They say he has no permission, he has no authority. We say Alhamdulillah. That is what they say of our Shaykh too. We are being busy with ourselves. If you want to be busy with us, you are welcome. We have so many burdens that we can't wait for someone else to carry. May Allah forgive me. May Allah raise the station of our Grand Shaykh and our Shaykh high.
Ameen.
May Allah forgive me and bless you, inshallah. May Allah make us to become better. May we wake up in these days. May we wake up before the night of Mi'raj. May we wake up before the night of Barat. May we wake up before we die. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.